Okay, welcome to today's webinar. The topic today is documenting results in the RFEM printout report. My name is Andreas Hörold. I'm responsible for marketing and public relations. For instance, the Dlubal website, press releases, webinars, etc. I will be the presenter today.
And my name is Sandy Martula. I'm responsible for customer support. Today I will answer your questions during the webinar.
Okay, thank you, Sandy. I think we can hide the webcams that you can see the full screen. Okay. On the right side of your screen, you can open a control panel where you can ask questions via chat. Sandy will answer you. If you don't get an answer during the webinar because there are too many, you will get an email after the webinar. The other way is to watch the entire webinar and then email your question to info@dlubal.com. To the agenda today, I will introduce some tips and tricks on display options, also on the printout report, also basic information. I do a single and must print of graphics to the printout report. And I show how to create a verifiable printout report. We turn directly to the program. RFEM, that's a storage building made of timber and a reinforced concrete floor slab. Bracings from steel, you can see around 20. The model is completed, it's designed, the timber structure is designed, and also the concrete structure. We can go through the load cases, self-weight with roof loads and single loads from racks, snow load, the imposed loads with loads from forklifts and from the racks, wind in X direction, Y direction, imperfections in X direction and Y direction, pre-stress, and then there are a lot of load combinations that are automatically created by the program. Also for result combinations, 1 for the ultimate limit state design, 3 for the serviceability limit state design, then the design of the steel structure. Those are only the bracings. You can see a design ratio of 55%. Then the concrete results, also for the floor slab. Then the results of the timber design. Here you can see a design ratio of 94%. That's in the horizontal beam here, the maximum design ratio. Then I used ArfSoilin for to determine the elastic foundation coefficients. But we want to start with the member results. We want to print them in the printout report. But at first, I would like to move the axis designations closer to the model. How to do that, I can show you maybe in the set view. We go here with a right click in the grid options, edit. And then here is checked dynamically according to size of model. We uncheck it and then I subtract here 5. Okay, and then you can see the axis designations are closer to the model. Okay, you can also hide the axis in the display navigator under here, guide objects, and then you can uncheck the guidelines and the axis would be hidden, but we would like to show them and document them. Okay, then I make only the timber structure and the steel structure visible with that option, visibility by selected objects, and the concrete floor slab is hidden. Okay, let's print that graphic in the printout report. Here above, print graphic to the printout report, the current only as screen view, that's the options I will use. Then the height, 50% of the page, no rotation, and I confirm that. So usually we would print the graphic with this option here for the printout report, input data and reduced results. But you can also use other options. But in that case, I would like to disable a lot of pages because we want to print the graphics firstly in an almost empty protocol or in a protocol with not so much many pages, and therefore I disable here the RFEM data, the RF steel data. I leave the concrete and timber data because we would like to print graphics in that chapters. Okay. So, and now a printout report with only few pages is created. At the end, we will have got more than 170 pages. Now there are only 24, and the handling of the graphics are much better. Okay, but we can see that graphic is quite confusing, but we can modify that afterwards. By right-click, I can open the properties and I can rotate the graphic. At first, I use the full page height and rotate the graphic 90 degrees. Okay, quite better, but I'm not satisfied with this graphic. I will change it here with right-click and edit. I go back to RFEM, and then I can set in the display navigator under results, members. I can here use the option to colored. That's the current state. Then with diagram, it's colored here. Then without diagram and cross sections. I think that's a good overview. You can see the maximum design ratio is in the horizontal beam here, and I can go back in the printout report. Okay, that graphic is much better. We will use it, and we would like to print that graphic of the axis E separately in the printout report. We leave the printout report with saving that graphic. Then I create a new visibility. I use this time this option here. It's the same like as when I click on the right mouse key, visibility by selected objects. I use the wireframe display model, and we can create a view For example, here, create new user-defined view. I can call it axis E. Okay, and you can go back easily later to this graphic. I can show you. I cancel the visibility mode, for example, this view, and I click here to axis E and come back to this graphic. Okay, here you can see the 94% design ratio. We print that graphic. That's quite easy now. So now also that graphic is created. Yeah, it's quite sufficient. I could do the panel smaller here with properties. I can use a color scale and width of 20, only 20%. Okay. Okay, that looks better. I could move that on the right side a little bit, but I don't do that. We leave the protocol with saving the graphics. And then we print the reinforcement results. Okay. I choose only the concrete floor slab in the view. Just a moment. Okay. So a view in Z direction. A small tip: when you zoom in and out in a graphic with the mouse wheel, you can see steps. If you want to zoom in and out without steps, you can press the Shift key and the middle mouse key, and then move the mouse back and forward, and you can zoom in and zoom out continuously. Okay, just a small tip. Then we go to concrete surfaces and the results. Those are the right results governing of ultimate limit state and serviceability limit state. You can see there are almost the same values in the concrete floor slab because of the restrained design. I use in this webinar the graphic of the ultimate limit state design. The graphic is has more different values. You can see here the values between 0 and 2.7 and 0 and 2.8. That graphics are more informative. Okay, I could print that graphic. That would be absolutely sufficient. But I would like to do a task that is more difficult. I would like to print a graphic with all values in all grid points. I check here values on surfaces, on grid and user-defined points. And when I have got here all values, I can use here not the ISO bands, but the ISO lines. And then I test the print. I print the graphic. I use the full page height and rotate it 90 degrees, and we will see how it looks like. Now we can see the values are too large. The graphic is quite confusing, and we leave the protocol without saving. By right-click at one value, we can open the display properties, and we are on the right place here, result values on surfaces. We can change the settings here separately for the screen and the printout report, but we can also use identical settings for both. We change only the settings for, or the setting for the printout report. I use here for the values the black color. Then I'll delete the arrow here. Then I move the values in the middle of the grid point, and I change the font size to 4. That's in German because my Windows is in German, but it doesn't matter. So, okay. And then we print it again. Same settings. And just a moment, and then we will see that looks now much better. Yeah, now we can read all values here. At least for a PDF print, it would be absolutely okay. Then we leave the printout report because I would like to show you a mass print only for 4 pages for the 2 directions here, and for the top and the bottom means the reinforcement. I go here to print again and choose here mass print. I change the mass print settings and I select the concrete surfaces, module data, choose here ultimate limit state design and AS1, AS2 for the top and both for the bottom. I could also add here other graphics, but for this example, 4 pages or 4 graphics are sufficient. You can do that the same way if you want to print more graphics. The mass print works for member graphics or graphics with member results as well, but I would like to show you the function for the surface results. Okay, just a moment, and then all graphics are visible. I click our graphics here. You can see it's okay. Okay, a small tip. For example, if you want to add here comments, etc., here in the left column, you can click here with the right mouse then properties, and you can here add text. For example, design notes. Just an example. Here you can see it. Just a small tip. Okay, then some basics. For example, we can create a header with click here, header setup. We can open the library and we can create a new header. I already created Dlubal header with the name of our company and the address and the logo. You can change the first number of the protocol, for example. Here in the settings, you can add prefixes, etc. So the header should be okay now. Yes, okay. Then we create a cover sheet here with cover setup. You can also show the picture of the model automatically. I can add here some text. I prepared the text. It's only fictive text. But we would like to do the printout report complete. Okay. That's the cover. Okay, you can see that takes not much time. We can go to the next point. You can insert text blocks, text files, images. Now, I will add a text block. Here the preliminary notes. I have prepared also some dummy text. Only the first sentence is correct, the rest is dummy text. It will be added at the end of the protocol, but we can move that later on the right place. I will add an image from a clipboard. I go to our website, and here under solutions, you can find the online services, for example, the GeoZone tool, cross-section properties, the glossary. I think some of you know that tool already. It's for free. We have got here a lot of standards, international standards, also the Eurocode with the national annexes. I use here Germany. I entered the address of our office in Leipzig. Okay. And we can see here snow load zone 2 and the characteristic value of the snow load. And we can create a screenshot. Then we can open it with an image tool. For me, that is Snagit. I can copy it to the clipboard and then insert it to the protocol. I call it snow load zone. Okay. And you could do the same with the wind loads, etc., earthquake load zones, and so on. Also other graphics. Okay, in the next step, or some other tip now again. You can add here empty pages. For example, you would like to add pages from external programs, etc. in your protocol. And then you see here, or here, that is page number 11. And by right click can I insert pages before the block. I call it test and 5 pages. Okay. And then you can see it's page 16. And this page is page 10. Oh. But I will delete them. Okay. Just for info. Now it's page 11 again. And the next step is select the topics. First I check here contents. We would like to show the content. Then the RFEM data. I choose then the steel data. Those are already in the protocol. Okay. Now you can use LED settings, which you like. Yeah, you can disable some content. For example, I will disable here the results of the load cases and load combinations, and use here another settings for the cross-section internal forces. I choose here not the partition values, but the extreme values of the cross-sections. Okay. Therefore, the protocol will not have I've got too much pages or too many pages. Okay, then the whole protocol is created in a few seconds. So you can see all the module data. I moved the preliminary nodes at the beginning. Just a moment. You can see now we have got 170 pages. So I move it behind the contents. Okay. Now all pages will be renumbered. It takes some time. So, and I moved this no load graphic here in that chapter. I have to wait some seconds. Okay. So we jump to the preliminary nodes. The cover sheet, the contents, preliminary nodes, and then the RFEM data are shown. Here, snow, the generated snow loads, and the graphic from the Dlubal homepage. Then it's possible to translate the protocol. There are 13 languages available: German, French, Italian, Russian, also Chinese, etc. By clicking here to French, the whole protocol will be translated in a few seconds. You can see here the text is already in French. Okay, we have to wait some seconds. I will show you some other parts. Here, the whole protocol is now in French. We translate it back. Okay. That will take some time. You can export the printout report to VC Master, for example. How to do that, I would like to show you with the help of a knowledge base article. Sandy Madela wrote this article, and she did also a short video where you can see how it works. You can also print the printout report in a PDF, etc. on my printer. I can show you file, for example, export to PDF, export to RTF. That's a text file. Can print it directly to a printer, also to a PDF printer. I can start it. It would take some time. I cancel it. Okay, and show you the complete report instead. That's the PDF. You can see the graphic here. It looks quite good. That's the whole printout report as a PDF file. Okay, another tip, you can save printout report templates. For example, you can use those settings here for a new template. Then you need to choose here new from current printout report, and then you can enter here a name and save it. You can also save a new template. You can here check and uncheck the chapters that you want to display. Okay. As promised, I show you the article about VC Master. Here under Support and Learning, you can find here a lot of FAQs and knowledge base articles. I open the knowledge base database. You can see a lot of articles. I use the full text search. VC Master, I searched already in the test for it. Okay, here are 3 articles. I will show you the article export to VC Master. Here's a short description. Here you can see that Sandy wrote it. Maybe we can take a look at the video. An easy beam, free field beam with a cantilever, and it's printed in the printout report as we did it in the webinar today. This simple example has only 4 pages. Now with that graphic, VC Master must be opened before you export anything from the printout report to VC Master. Then you can click at the top to VC Master, and then you can choose the pages that you want to export. This report has only 4 pages, and all pages are transferred in some seconds. Yeah, okay. You can also add to this VC Master tool other printout reports, also from other programs. Yeah, it's quite easy to handle. Just test it. Okay. Then I go back to the PowerPoint presentation. I would like to introduce you some free online services. I already showed the GeoZone tool with a lot of codes where you can determine the snow, wind, and seismic load zones, etc. Then the cross-section properties. It's also a free online tool for standardized sections, and you can also define your own parameterized cross sections and calculate then the properties. I showed already also the FAQs and the knowledge base. A lot of valuable, informative stuff. Then you can download models from our website. The Dlubal engineers created them. You can find there also the model of today's webinar, also of our webinars. Then I've got our YouTube channel with the webinars and the videos, all for free, of course. Then the web shop with prices. You can create your own offer as a PDF. You can configure it by yourself. Then use our trial licenses for programs that you don't know. For example, RBIN simulation, shape thin, shape massive, etc. And we offer a free support via email and chat. And you can find further details on our website, dlubal.com. Okay, then we are at the end of the webinar. I thank you for your attention. Thanks, Sandy, for answering the questions. Have a nice day. Maybe we can hear or see each other in another webinar or also on a trade fair, etc. I wish you a nice rest of the day. And bye-bye.
Bye.